Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scowls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it. The flower's dying. It needs water. Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people...
You mean like rabies?
There's a lot we're not seeing here. But it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't...
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic...
What on earth do you mean?
What?
I admit it did occur to me.
I totally agree. We're in uncharted territory here. Maybe...
We'll discuss this...
No, thank you, John.
Yes?
I'm afraid it...
My sister.
She's to be buried this evening.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan.
I need to talk to you, Edgar.
Please do so.
So you managed...
Yes. Pembroke was founded by Lady Ashby.
A convenient yet expensive way to have a fresh supply of blood on hand, day and night, don't you think?
All vampires drink blood by nature.
If I may inquire...
Well, Jonathan, she sought me out.
Nurse Crane will not...
Oh, really? Did something happen?
She was blackmailing Lady Ashbury. Thought she was murdering patients as some sick upper-class game.
Nurse Crane was playing a dangerous game.
Nurse Crane will not...
Oh, really?
She was black...
Nurse Crane?
Do you know anything about the vampire?
Without a doubt, it's the Guard of Prewen. Zealots to the last man.
Where do they come from?
Once they shared the Brotherhood's ideology on non-intervention, but they concluded vampires were...
They're definitely well organized and equipped.
They're extremely dangerous, and not to be...
We'll talk later. I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear.
It's one of them! This bugger! He's dead! He's done for! Yeah, Christ! He's mine! No!
Dear sister, I don't know if I have the strength. Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father, the soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Oh, Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
Oh, Mary. What have I done? If I could only change one thing. One thing. This is a nightmare.
Jonathan, there is nothing you can do but accept it.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
She was a good person. Vibrant, full of life. She was kindness incarnate, my Mary.
You're a good person, Jonathan. And a young Ekon. A newborn cast into the night without so much as a candle to guide your way.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me. And it led to her death.
Jonathan, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head. Her mind shattered, and it haunts me.
Jonathan, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
How is it possible? Tell me. Is it so easy to take a life every night, and then just smile and nod at those you spared?
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies, feeding your remorse. We are weakest when we grieve, and the guilt blurs our senses.
And so this is why you're here. To warn me. You felt this pain yourself. You too have endured this.
I don't want to lose you, Jonathan. I've lost so many friends. Loved ones I cherished. Pray for Mary's forgiveness, if you must.
Thank you, my lady. I will.
Good. But be careful. If I found you here, others may too.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace. Find the solace you need.
My lady wants me to confess.
No, Jonathan. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
And off to church he goes, a newborn seeking divine consent to lick the blood from the soft and pointy crown.
Who are you? Make yourself known.
Newborn, you reek of guilt and pointless compassion. Shed your skin, forget your old weaker self.
What do you want from me?
Ascalon does not approve of lone wolves who bring unwanted eyes to our pastures.
So your name is Ascalon?
Ascalon's will is vampire law. Learn them, abide by them, or I shall return as your judge and jury.
These immortals try my patience with their plans and unsolicited counsel. This man stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I know what you're thinking. Tell me about Richard Nethercote. Tell me, Camellia, how are things now? I know you understand what... You don't seem to need my medical attention. Very well.
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
You seem to me a good soul, Vicar. But this is a personal matter.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel. For I can be as silent as stone.
I've words for one departed. They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond.
I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest. As you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
Just know, I cared for her.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
It was an accident. A terrible, terrible accident.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
I feel responsible. The pain is consuming me.
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What would you like her to know?
I killed you. There's no excuse. My dear Mary, forgive me.
You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now, and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
Whatever happened on this dock is between my sister and I. It does not concern God at all.
Easy nothing, boys. We can deal with this. He's dead.
Remember you.
Fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me.
made me this creature? What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
You selected me, chose me.
As shall my children yet to come.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCullum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
You want to restore peace in the hospital again?
Jonathan, please, I can't...
In what way?
Jonathan, I may turn my head when you or her ladyship...
Please then.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was...
So Hampton became more beast than man?
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the
Rest assured, I would...
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will...
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here... If you don't mind...
I'd be delighted...
I just recently met the strangest creature...
Perhaps it was a skull.
It was a vampire.
If you find anything more about this creature...
He was observing me with the obvious intent to do me harm.
You need to be careful, Jonathan.
I recently tried to enter a church.
The Brotherhood's research on the matter of faith and vampirism has...
Is this proof that I'm cursed in the eye?
The wrath of the Almighty. There's no way of...
It's hard to explain in terms of science.
I'm sure Lady Ashbury...
What exactly happened?
Hampton turned. quite violently as it happened. Lurking about, attacked Miss Jones.
How did the guard of
McCallum has spies everywhere.
Are you sure it was Hampton that killed Miss Jones?
Oh, there was blood everywhere.
Who was that man?
Geoffrey McCallum, actual leader of the Guard of Priwen. I suspect...
What do they hope to achieve?
Their ultimate goal is the eradication of all vampires.
They know I'm here now.
I understand your need for blood, and will...
Thank you, Edgar. Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
Too much energy for so little result.
What on earth happened here? Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Can you tell me anything about recent events at the hospital?
Before the shouts and the noises, I think I heard whispers coming from the stairs. 2 voices, maybe more.
Did you recognize the voices? What did they say?
I couldn't hear. Sounded like they were arguing or something.
How close are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living.
So do you let her bite you? You know...
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me.
She could decide to bite less.
Then it's another good reason for me to...
You do realize she's mentally disturbed.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
I'm fine.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
I'm fine. Just do something for this pain, will you? That's all I'm asking.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
You disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
What can you tell me?
That Mr. Hampton.
And did you see all that?
No.
Where is Miss...
I don't know.
Did you see Sean?
I think I saw a silhouette exiting the...
Why does Dr...
If it wasn't for him...
Dr. Tippett...
If you're...
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
Thank you for your concern.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance. Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor.
Is there anything you...
Many things can happen under cover of nothing.
But did you see...
I can't say I did, but the smell of...
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not...
Would you say...
No. No, Thomas is a dead...
Do you plan to make...
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on any...
Tell me, Thelma.
I saw one and he saw me.
You mean you act...
Yes.
You have no...
Why fear the truth?
Do you require my service?
I have no need.
Tell me, Thelma. Who are you, really?
Is that not enough?
I'm curious to...
No, it's such a long...
Who are you, really?
Is that... No.
I'll leave you, Mistress...
Oh, Jonathan. I cannot believe my eyes. Poor...
Would you care to partake in this meal with me?
Jonathan!
Forgive me if I feel
I'm always here for...
What do you know of Ascalon? I was threatened by a creature, a vampire in Whitechapel, stating I had to obey the law of conduct.
What more can you tell me about him?
He was bigger than a man. Huge, in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence. Take my advice and stay well away.
I have experienced a certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes, it has happened to me.
Is this a sign? The hand of God in action? Are we repellent unto heaven?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan.
Aren't you?
Very little scares me, my dear. To be compelled to avoid symbols of faith does not concern me.
Have you embraced this woman?
Her name was Amelia. And no, I did not.
Temptation surrounds us.
Over the years, any pleasure I once...
Is there sufficient vitality in the blood of...
Yes, Jonathan. The hunger gnaws at me every waking hour.
Thank you, my lady. I hope to see you again soon.
Easy does it, boys!
boys. We've got one of them. Yeah.
There's one of them! You murdering bastard!
This is Braille. I need someone who can read this.
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm not sure that's any of your...
I hope you realize that staying...
Ah! I'm not afraid of these guards of Priwen, or when...
I wasn't specifically referring to them.
They took my boy!
I see. But as I said, your life...
Well, this part of town...
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back of the case. Jack Gillingham. Maybe I should return this watch to his family.
Good evening, miss.
Who are you?
As I just told you,
The Pembroke Hospital, you say?
I'm not here.
Miss Edwina Cox.
I'm looking for...
The sad saint?
Yes, he was.
You don't say. Well, I suppose...
Can I see you?
As long as you have money. The sewer dog's fault, they say. Then the gangs, the epidemics, everyone.
Mark my words, miss. These murders are the
Not
work
a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
I'm a tracker of these creatures. A vampire hunter.
You best be off to your hunting then. For if the sewer dog is back, and hunting...
Good
all
evening,
these
Tom.
folk
Good evening, sir.
You remember me?
Of course I do.
Thank you for your hospitality.
I'm still Tom Watts.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton.
I heard the sad saint was recovered.
The important thing...
Why not try his...
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end.
I believe...
Oh, I bet you're right.
Please.
Oh, I don't like to go...
How is it you...
Well, since everybody...
You're some...
I'm only pouring alcohol for everyone.
I see.
Or something.
Since I'm here...
Well, perhaps, Doctor.
How could a physician help you?
I have a...
Doctors aren't...
Oh, thank you.
Do you need any help?
I'm all right, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Times like these, a good drink's just as likely to cause a problem as the soul.
Good evening, sir. I'm amazed.
Well,
I'm Dr.
And I am Archer Woodby.
I'm looking for...
The sad saint. Even...
Interesting.
I spoke with him about my missing son a few...
Tell me everything you know about the Guard of Priwen.
Andrew never told me what they do. I do know they're...
And what is your personal opinion?
This Guard of Priwen is...
Why did your son really join the Guard of Priwen?
If I believed in a higher power...
So your son has left you nothing to explain his actions?
Not even...
You don't believe in God?
Now I think of...
Do you need my medical attention, sir?
I'm as fit as an old dog, give it...
Have you always been?
It's not bitterness, it's poorly masked disgust.
With everything that's happened recently, the war, Spanish flu, I must concede that these are